Welcome to our next conversation about where we talk about the journeys of transformation of individuals and their organizations. Today, I have a friend, a very dear friend. I think I say that about everyone, but he's a very dear friend in the sense that I've also learned a lot from him. So we have Fahad Siddiqui. He's originally from Karachi, Pakistan, but at the moment he's in Canada. He moved to Canada. Welcome, Fahad. Thank you for joining us. Especially
Assalamu
you hardly
alaikum.
get time off. So
Jazakallah.
thank you.
And let me clear one thing. It's other way around because I have learned a lot from you. Especially when I started my entrepreneur journey and trying to understand what are the grassroots level. I think you were the one I kind of admired that you kind of put together things in the right frame boxes, so I can just run with those and then start doing things. Alhamdulillah.
Well, I have to say, Fahad is the most humblest of, especially from the banking sector, especially from the Islamic finance sector. I have yet a humble person from the Islamic finance sector, and you are the one. You actually changed my perspective. So let me just quickly introduce Fahad. I mean, his introduction could be quite long, but he has experience in banking sector for past 20 years, but now more so Islamic banking. And this is what we are going to explore with him today. And he has also it's about financial products and software development. That is his specialization. And his knowledge and expertise in the core Islamic banking and software development fields give him an edge in blending best of both worlds. And today we are talking about his new digital tokenization platform, which is called Mabrook. And Mabrook is an Arabic word, which means congratulation or you greet. Fahad can tell us why he chose this word. It actually means also the blessing, Mabruk.
Exactly.
So his recent, on top of that, or actually prior to Mabruk, he co-funded a venture, TAIF, which is the Digital Institute of Islamic Finance. And if I'm not wrong, that was the first one, online Islamic Finance Institute, right? And
Yeah, on
we
the
can ask
application, yes.
Fahad
Yeah.
about the rest. It can go on, but welcome, Fahad. So
Jazakallah. Thank
let's
you.
start with firstly, Mabruk on Mabruk. Congratulations for setting up Mabruk. But let's start before we come to Mabruk. I want to ask you, especially if we are talking about the transformation, your journey of transformation. You were a banker. So what happened? Where was the switch where you felt compelled to now, I know that Islamic finance industry is booming, and there came a, boom, especially in the 1990s. People suddenly woke up to this reality, especially people living in Western countries. So why did you feel the need? Let's start from there. Thank you.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much, Anika. And yeah, Mabruk is from word uh, Baraka or blessing. And it
Baraka,
was
blessing, yes.
yeah, named by Mufti Ismail Desai. When you were incepting it, I asked him, why don't you go ahead and name it?
Mm,
So, so it's Baraka in everything we do, whether it's like interacting with the platform, working together as a community, trying to
beautiful.
solve each other problem. So, the end-to-end Baraka should be there, and this is our North Star. Alhamdulillah. So let me
And
start.
Baraka means grace.
Grace, yeah,
Grace, yes.
grace, yeah. So no matter if you have $1, if the God or Allah has put barakah in it, it can do many things. But
It can
if it is
multiply.
otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah, it can multiply. If it is otherwise, you have a million trillion dollars and barakah is not there, is multiplied by zero.
Mm.
So that's what we are aiming, that together we form some sort of institution which everybody can look up to, embrace, own as well. Which unfortunately, the banks are not geared towards that.
Yeah.
And that's why, the blockchain and the DAO, and decentralized organization concept and all
Mhm.
that come. So that's the perfect aligning. So so good question, uh, I went up to this kind of journey. So in my Dubai Islamic Bank days, multiple layers, alhamdulillah, and then I learned a lot there. Um, my main responsibility was to set up banks in different geographies in different countries.
Mm.
So there was one common thing whenever I landed first time in that country. People used to ask me, "What is Islamic finance? Can you coach us? Tell us what is it?" And secondly, they were so, I would say, hungry, Islamic finance hungry, product and
Mhm.
service hungry. There's, when are you going to start? When, I'm a small business owner, and I need to purchase a vehicle to distribute my supplies, but I'm waiting for Islamic finance to come, and I don't want to use interest based money. Of course, I have a loan ready for me, but I'm not going to use it. So first answer I used to tell them that I'm not expert in Islamic finance. I'm just a practitioner. So, there's a Sharia supervisory board. I sit with them. I structure the product, etc., etc. But I think if you want to learn Islamic finance, you need to start with that first step. And this is where Taif was born.
Mm.
And second question, how soon you can do that, how easy it will be. For that, you know, that ambition is actually being transformed, that dream or the ask, into the form of Mabruk. Because any bank, anywhere we go and we set a bank, from starting from the licensing, putting a lot of money in the pool, so, opening up one branch, it's a multi-million, and it's like a more than a year project to do. So I used to think, there should be some better way to do it, and because the demand side is so high, but the supply side is slow. Now, slow in a sense, awareness is not there, of course, but people, when they are aware, then we don't have a solution for them right there.
Right. So that was
And
the reason you had to set up Taif first, so
yeah,
you can educate, especially on that scale, that it's not confined to the just colleges or unis or
people.
courses. Anyone who wants to learn about Islamic finance can take up a course on Taif, and there are,
Correct.
yeah, there are different denominations. Like you can have a s-
Hmm.
short course and you can have a practitioner's course, a beginner's course. Okay.
And,
Yes.
and we need to produce human capital also, right? Take an example of when we start in Kenya. So when we started in Kenya, it is a non-Muslim country, right? Of course, and our target is not to serve only Muslim, because as per the divinely, we have been asked to serve the Ummah, not Muslims.
Humanity,
So
you mean? Yeah.
humanity, yeah, we have to work, with the humanity. That's the priority one in our religion. Um, so when those people come, and they come from, we go and we hire from conventional bank or telecom industry, they don't have any idea. So first we have to produce locally the human capital which can sustain the institution, right? You don't you are not expecting that, okay, foreigners, experts will be there. Of course they are there for a long time, but they are not there forever, right? So we need to produce local human capital from ground up so they can embrace knowledge
Beautiful.
transfer,
Yeah.
all that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why Taif was done. So at least to put them a path that, okay, now today I understand what Islamic finance is, and it's done in an efficient way, because there's an app you can interact. You don't have to talk to the human. You can interact with the app. If you have any question, then you can ask humans, and they can help. So we bring them to the speed, and it's very cost efficient. It's faster. Once that is done, now the second thing would be we need to give them institution, right? The institution should be
Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
community based. It should not be in a
Mm.
form of that, okay, I'm a bank, and in today's world, people are shying away from the banking system. Now they understand, they have the trust
Yes.
is going down, is the graph is down,
Yes.
it's not going
Yes.
up. Now people understand that, as a community we can push, we can move mountain. They understand their power, right?
Mm.
Especially
Mm.
when this Bitcoin is started, is now, I don't know, last time I checked, maybe $1 trillion are worth of crypto assets, combining Bitcoin and everything. They are
And
in the
that's a
circulation.
community
That's a
coming
community
together.
driving it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're speaking in our integral terms, where we say start from community, And then, you need to
Skill.
also have
Mm,
an academy, research, or
yeah.
institution attached to it. And then there is a socioeconomic laboratory, which is Mabrook, which, you also make money from it. But
Yes.
also along the way, you are creating some content, as in research as well, and what new knowledge you're creating that should be documented. So you are a perfect example of the integral way that we keep on propagating. So
Yeah.
wonderful, yeah.
And this is again, so it's not me single. I'm like my face is here, but there's a team sitting behind me. My special thank to my Sharia supervisory board. They never give up on me. So they are always there too. I know they are so super busy, but the moment I send message, they reply me that okay, fine, this is the way to go forward.
Mm,
Then I have my team working on that. They are building the platform as we speak. So the coming back to the sense of okay, now we understand what Islamic finance. Of course, our deen, our religion is perfect, divinely perfect. So anything we do which is reflecting that Islamic principally or ethically, it's compliant, then it's a perfect system as well. So that's what we
mm.
firmly believe. So once that Mabruk is given to them, then they kind of know how to operate the product, how to do sale, right? Which is an ethical sale. How would I ensure that whatever
No,
I
no,
am.
no. One We are not
Go
going
ahead.
to Mabruk as yet. You
Okay,
have
go
to
ahead.
explain Mabruk first. First, we are talking about your journey, right? And my question was, what compelled you? Why did you feel the need? You've explained that. So, my
Yeah.
next question would be that you live in a Western country, I do as well, and many of our Muslim fellow community members and people have migrated from Muslim countries to, a non-Muslim country. My question to you is that when we put Sharia compliant, so in today's environment, how there is a lot of division, especially when you say Muslim, Islamic, Sharia as well. Maybe there is this negative connotation to Sharia because then it feels like Muslims are imposing something on a system which is already working. But of course, we are trying to say that yes, your systems are working, but we can also complement or supplement, right? Do you think that having a title like Sharia compliant is obligatory, or is it in the foundation? You build those, products where the principles are embedded. What do you think about this?
It's,
I
it's all about it's all about foundation. I mean,
Yes,
it should be inside out, as I always say. It
yes,
should
yes.
not be outside in. You don't have to say that, I'm Sharia compliant and then you are not. So, and this is actually whatever we are discussing today, this has been done. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or, our Sahaba Karam and our elders, all the Waliullah, what they have done, they don't start saying that, okay, you know what, I want you to pray 5 times. I want you to do fasting. They start with the ikhlaq, dealing,
Mm, yeah.
human
The
level dealing
etiquettes. Yeah,
etiquettes.
yeah.
This, and they come down to the level of the person. They don't say that, okay,
Yes,
I want you to be one arm length away from me. They
yes,
let human, they embrace, they start doing
yes.
transaction in whatever form. When I say transaction, it does not mean money. Yeah, of course they do that money transaction also, but they started, okay, what is your problem?
The social
Tell me.
capital.
Social
Mm,
capital. Are you
mm,
hungry? Okay, let me try to put together something. So they started with that. Then this is the start of the dawa. And then when you embrace them, then they start understanding what our religion is, how pure and beautiful this
mm.
religion Islam is. Then
Yeah.
automatically their heart, because they are also a creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then their heart is starting, that pull starts. They
Mm,
start coming to you. And
mm,
that's why, Islam is the most fastest religion in the world. Is, there are so many effort happening, people are reverting. It's because of the ikhlaq. So similarly, whatever we do in Mabruk also, we don't have to say it's Sharia compliant. It's okay. You can just remove that. in
Mm.
our marketing communication. But we have to make sure that the principle, underlying principle in terms of transaction, transparency, whatever we say is not a lie. That's the, we should not missell, we should not do misconduct. That should
Oversell.
happen. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should not oversell.
Mm.
We should be humble. We should be trying to address the problem. Okay, what is your problem? I cannot get a mortgage, Islamic mortgage in Canada or UK or wherever, Tanzania, Uganda, right? How can I do that? Okay, let me try to put together a rent to own kind of a model where I will pull community money inside a pool, and then I'll build a house for you, and then you pay rent. Nobody will have problem.
Mm.
Um, like one of the example, when I started type, somebody asked me, I forget it's Tanzania or Uganda. They were 50, 55 Muslim teachers in a school. So they were saying, Fahad, see, we go to the bank, they have a Islamic desk. It's a complete conventional bank, there's a Islamic desk.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
always oppose that, but
Yeah.
that's my own
Me too.
personal thing.
You know that.
That's my
Yeah.
personal thing. I
Yeah.
never advocate for a window operations. The
Mm.
balance sheet has to be clean. Anyhow, so coming back to the issue. So they're saying that the desk does not help. Of course, how the desk can help, because there's a, let's say if the bank is making $100 million profit and the Islamic finance chunk is 1 million, the focus of the shareholder will not be there, right? Now,
Yes.
how can we
Yes.
reverse that? Now, the problem is that how can we solve those 55 teacher problem? We give them Mabrook. It's a certified, easy, lightweight system on the cloud, on the blockchain, and they can just start from the same day. Of course, we have to see the compliance and the regulatory part, but let's say that hurdle is gone, then the system is ready, it's regulated, and those can start putting in money, and those teachers can say that, okay, you know what, I want to set up a small shop for my son, or I want to buy a house, I want to build a
Okay.
small
Again,
business.
we'll come to Mabruk separately. I'm just building up to that because look, so you've explained that, and then the next question is that, okay, so how do we do that? But before we go to Mabruk, one thing I would like to clarify, and you can also help me do that, is that people think that Islamic finance means no interest, right? Like interest-free banking or interest-free transactions. And I think people have been forever trying to find a way around it, and mostly they fail. Let's be honest about this. That and what we are, you and I maybe are saying that it's not just about people need to understand first what do we mean by Islamic finance. And you started from the right footing. You said it's actually about the etiquettes, the ethics that we have to practice. And most, Islamic finance sector, maybe everybody is not setting the good example for others to attract. Because I have heard from my non-Muslim colleagues that, they say, oh, what Islamic finance? What is Islamic in Islamic finance, right? I don't want us to engage in that debate. It's an ongoing debate, right? But what I would like you to say, and what I understood the need for a platform like Mabruk was that people need to understand Islamic finance is about asset backed, investments, right? So Mabruk basically is Mabruk all about that. Now you can start why you set up Mabruk.
So you're absolutely right. Mabrook will only offer asset based financing. Let me put it a very simple way. So here is an asset. It could be as raw as gold bar,
Mm.
or
Mhm.
it could be a running business of any form, as far as
Or a building or a
or
property,
a
whatever.
building or a real estate or property or whatever it is. It could be a car also, where
Yes.
I'm running as a driver and Uber, but I feel I need to get a new car, but I'm making money out of it. So the car is asset also. Um, and when the moment you do it, then the what is the major problem today? I have a house and my liquidity is locked. That's the only thing I have. All
Mm.
my life I've struggled. I've put together a house for my family, but the problem is that the money is locked with the house. So can I go to the community saying that I want to set up a small business, a cupcake business, right? Uh, and then can I give 20% of my house equity to the community? and then each community member buy like one tokens or the equity or the share of the house, and they fund me. Let's say 20%, meaning let's say $200,000. So
mm,
that means that I am still in my house, so my family is intact, but I have now unlocked cash, which is interest free on a partnership basis. So I'm giving partnership to the community. Now, here I am with $200,000, and I have set up a small cupcake shop at the corner of the street, and I start selling it to the community member. So the moment I do it, uh, what is the benefit to the shareholders? I will start giving them the rent, 20%
mm.
rent of the property. So they are happy. They are having a monthly sustainable coupon going there. But then they also have a 20% shareholding on my business also. So when that business grows, that means their share grows. And remember, they are 20% committee member. They will talk about that we have a shareholding in that business. Come and buy cupcakes. The business start growing. Then the person who is running the business, he created one or two jobs. He also trained some young people from the street who were doing nothing, right? So now we have a job creation also. So now we have what? A coupon going every month to the shareholders. The shares are increasing because the business is rising, alhamdulillah. And then we have created a job. We have trained two other young people how to make cupcakes, like halal cupcakes. It start growing. And
Mm,
yeah, and on top of that, we can put some more value addition, that whoever is the shareholder of my cupcake business, they will get a 25% discount anytime they come to my business. So now we have a business. This business grows, and then the mutual shareholder of those that business decide that it's time to expand the business. So this is where they start expanding your idea, that is start small and then scale. The moment it start scaling, we are creating more job. The shareholder values goes up, and everybody is now attached to a real asset. It's not my money in my bank account, which is doing nothing, right? So now apply this into a larger geography base. So we have a cupcake, we have a meat shop, halal meat shop, grocery store, we have Islamic school. We have one doctor in the community who wanted to do. She's professional. She's a lady, but she did not have capital to put together her own clinic. She was working, so now she have put a clinic. So imagine the power of those small business coming in, stimulating the economy, and we have a
mm,
capital cycle, a big engine running now, which is
mm,
churning. So one
mm,
one way community money is coming in Sharia, a compliant way, Sharia compliant way, of course. The other way is funding the business. Business generate the profit, it comes back to the pool, distribute to the community. So we have a
mm.
capital now. Inshallah, for the West world, what is the Mabruk vision? We want to solve the larger problem of the housing because people don't
Housing,
have
yeah,
place to go.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
now we can create a 20-story tower, put a masjid inside it, put a Muslim
Mm,
daycare inside it, a small shop, and then put a rent to buy model where they can pay rent, and every month they buy shares from the community. That okay,
mm.
I want to buy share on the market value. It
See, the
perfectly
thing
makes
is, you
sense.
are actually addressing an issue that when my journey started about 13 years ago on community level, this was the issue that I was asking everyone about. And you know that I spent a good 7, 8 years with Akhwat, and I kind of invented Akhwat here in the UK because I was looking for a solution to a problem which you are now describing. But I'll come to your challenges, but in my own personal experience, you're actually saying what Akhwat is doing, create a pool of fund, endowment fund coming from the community. And the trend we have is we just give to charity, like charity, sadaqah, and not think about investments or giving Karde Hassan interest-free loans. Um, that's what Akhwat is doing. What you have provided a tech solution to it, and I'm the most happy person thinking, oh my God, this is happening now. We can do that. But as you rightly said, we need to educate the community first. People don't know. They don't know what exactly is Islamic in Islamic finance. Let's start from there. And then the tech, our community is quite behind.
Exactly.
So the trust factor is missing in the way that if I go out and I say, okay, we have enough mosques. I know people don't like me saying that, but now we need to look at community development, like give small loans. Somebody wants to start bakery, or home business, women can do that. Where do they go for funds? And the community can easily do that, right, if we
Yes,
keep
yes,
on pooling
yes.
money into.
Yeah.
But the trust factor is missing, because when I started with a khut about 8 years ago, and I thought maybe we can replicate a khut, but we cannot replicate a khut in the UK or maybe in Canada, because in Pakistan it's different. People just come and give money to the CEO, Dr. Amjad Saqib. Oh, here you go. Do whatever with it. There's still that trust factor, which I feel here.
Mm.
People start with, oh, where is my money going? And I don't trust. Will I get the Karde Hassan back, the loan back? So with the digital solution, I think it's easy. But then again, do you face these challenges in Canada? Same way?
Yes, yes. I think trust factor is the biggest, I would say, challenge we have.
But
And
wasn't blockchain to overcome that? Because
yes,
it's
technology side
secure,
is there.
right?
Yeah, it's secured.
It's
Yeah.
not
So
coming to Fahad. The money is
no,
not coming to Anika or Fahad. It's
no.
actually going through those
So
channels,
yes,
blockchain, and
absolutely,
it's
absolutely. What the moment, so the good thing about blockchain is that you can write anything. It could be a truth as well as a lie.
mm,
And whatever you write is you cannot go and erase it. So people
mm,
can backtrack everything. So
mm,
that's the very basic example. So the moment we start writing that Anika has this token, then she can check on Mabrook. Yeah, it's owned by me, but she can also go to the blockchain. We are using Polygon. So she can go and check that this token belongs to me, and everybody can go and see that this is Anika's token. And then she can also see the movement of the token from point A to Z, the hops, you know. And so that's one. Everything is public. They can go and look into it. They don't have to ask me. They can do an audit. Of course,
yeah,
Mabruk
it's
will be
like
doing
what
its,
the courier
yeah,
services do, that
yes,
you can track
tracking
your
is there.
parcel. Oh, it's left our depot, it's
Yeah.
now picked up, and it's now dropped here. And so it's kind of that tracking. You can just track
Yes,
your own money.
you can track it, and it is there forever. Nobody can
Mm,
go and erase it. Even Mabruk does not have the power to do it, right?
mm,
And it's unhackable as well, because last time I checked, and I give the example a lot, that if you want to hack blockchain network, then you need at least minimum the power of the entire New York state to do that.
yeah.
So it's very secure and safe, as you mentioned. And the other thing is that, see, if the g- you know banking is all about, I see it a black box. Take an example of a transfer.
Mm,
When you transfer money from bank A to bank B, you only know bank A, and you don't know what is happening between that black wire. That grid, you don't know what is happening. What is the fee they have charged? What is the contracts they have? You don't have that. Blockchain have demolished that. There's no intermediary
yeah.
between.
And where
So it's
they
direct.
investing your money as
Yes,
well. People are
yes. And
becoming so
yeah.
aware.
So when you put like your money in an Islamic school extension project, you can go and see the project yourself, and you can also backtrack it. So this is the beauty of the blockchain. So I know, okay, this is money moves to Islamic school. Let me go and see where is that Islamic school. You can just walk to that Islamic school, the address which is published, and you can talk to the management that, hey, I'm
Mm,
an investor. So here is the asset in front of you that you invested. I think that's the purest form of Islamic finance we can
I
see
know. I know.
happening.
I remember you said that once, that blockchain is as Islamic as it can get. And I quoted that to someone, and they said, no, explain how. But I couldn't explain because I don't know blockchain that much, to be
So
very honest.
so three things about blockchain. One is transparency. You cannot avoid that. The moment you issue a token, it's gone on public. You cannot hide it. There's no way.
Yes.
Number two is that ledger system. The
Mhm.
you can it's a book of record ledger system. It's a source where you can reconcile anything anytime you want.
Mm.
Number three is auditable. You can backtrack everything. So you can come and you can audit. Okay, I invested $10. Is it $10 or not? You can do it yourself. You don't need
Mm.
me to execute an audit to that.
Mm. Okay,
So
so now
in that
thank you
means,
for this. Now let's, can you then now simplify and explain to people how Mabruk works? Starting from the first step to, rather than going into too many details.
sure, inshallah. So we are working on some licensing and regulatory stuff, and there are a couple of security audits happening. Once we roll out, then one fine day you will see a project on Mabrook. Um, Inshallah, we are starting with the real estate project because real estate is very easy. It's digestible. People understand real estate forever. They
Hmm.
have known it from their parents also. We are hearing that,
Yeah,
okay, let's buy a
Asians love
house.
that. Yeah, real estate,
So
quick
we'll
money.
start with real estate, and our co-founder Haris and Atif, who are licensed real estate folks in Mabruk, and they have license to do everything, and they have been doing it for last 25 years. So you will be able to go register yourself and do a quick KYC, right? And everything is automated. You don't have to interact with human. So we have used couple of AIs algorithms behind it to the level of when you put your driving license, it try to matches you that, okay, is it Fahad driving license or somebody else? So it does that. Once you are registered, you can simply go in 3 clicks. You can invest starting as low as $100. The moment you invest, the token ends up in your wallet, and then you can see it on the Polygon also. We will guide you also how to. We'll also try to coach people on how to interact with the blockchain. I mean, the way Mabruk is built,
Yeah,
it's trying to remove all the complications or hesitation people has interacting
and
with the
also
blockchain.
human resource. Like you don't
Yes,
need people.
no,
Yeah. Okay.
no.
Some people don't even like that, but anyways. Yeah.
There will be a chatbot, AI chatbot, where you can just click, and then if you don't like to tell, you can just simply. I was testing out that bot. You can just say, no, I don't want to talk to you. So it will say, okay, you want to talk to a human. So it will give you three
Yeah.
options to
Yes.
maybe WhatsApp, Telegram, or call the human. Anyhow, so
Mm.
you invest with $100 in that. That money goes into an escrow, and that escrow is governed by lawyer, legal entities. It's not governed by Mabruk. It is tied up with that asset. In our example, a real estate project, and then the real estate project owners will come and they will say, "Okay, here is our time milestone, which they have pre-published on the website before even you invested. So you can see all the details there. This is from a point A to Z. This is how they are going to go, and for that point to A to Z, they need this kind of money, and this is the timeline. So based on that, they will start taking the money out of the escrow. So they have to provide the evidence, which will be published, and it will be communicated to the investor. So Mabruk had its own secure way of communicating to the investors. It's of the email, of the SMS, but it's highly secure. And this is first time we are attempting that in Islamic finance as well. So they
Oh,
will
right.
know.
This is the first time. Yeah, because
Yeah.
otherwise, I know there are many initiatives like Mabruk I've come across. There are many here in the UK as well. But so, what was your distinction you said?
So
Sorry.
it will be a messaging. So it will be automated messaging that money has moved from for milestone A, money has moved, and they will receive a message in a secure way, which is
Right.
only terminated to them. So it's not on the email, not on the phone, but they have to log in onto the platform and see that message. So everything is tracked trail. So they will see all the messages on Mabruk. So and secondly, Happy Path, the project lifts off. Start the building is rented, then we start giving every month the rent to the back to the investors based on the amount they've invested. So it's not like every quarter, every year they have to wait. They can just go and see what is the rental. So all that information will be published on the secure messaging system. How much is the rent coming, and then they will also see the calculation and the administration fee deduction and everything transparently on the system. So they know
So
if
it
I'm
could be
getting one
applied
dollar,
on the micro and the macro level as
macro,
well, as in
yes.
a community or organization can buy the license from you, or it could be applied on a macro level. as well,
So,
right?
so system, yes. So system is quite flexible. The way we have architected is you can take up it to a consortium of 10 million people. All right. But that's not the objective. If you remember, I was talking about, I was giving an example of 55 teachers. So if 55 teachers have it, then the system complies, will give the same functionality to them.
Mm,
So you can have it on a small level or you can have it in the level of 10 million people. Um, Affordability wise, you can select. There are three ways you can select interact with the system. You can come to us and raise your fund yourself, or you can say, you know what, I know my community much better than Mabrook, so let me drive it from there. So we'll give the system to you, and then you can give us like a reasonable profit out of the customer base you have. All right. The other model you can choose is that, you know what,
pay
give us
for
the
your
entire system.
services, you
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
or
yeah.
profit?
Pay as you go or metered, or they could be a JV also. We'll give you some out of
Right.
the profit. Um,
Okay.
but I mean, the end goal is what? The end goal is not, make multi-million dollars and then pass away with that multi-million dollar. Mabruk initiative is that we want to make it as an institution. So people actually are at the grassroots level, they can feel the effect. I should
Okay.
not stop them.
Yeah.
Oh, you cannot do this. You cannot this. Okay, if you don't have $1 million, don't come to us. No.
No. Yeah.
So, so the way we have architect is that you can. It's like a puzzle. You can take.
And
You can
also
say,
to
yeah,
instill that community spirit into
yes,
people, that we
yes,
can
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
help each other grow. When we talk about poverty elimination, this is how it can be done.
Correct.
Otherwise, we can just wipe it out. If we
Yes,
hold each other's hands and work together, and as the concept in the I work with the Catholics a lot, the concept of common good. So I think this is exactly the same concept.
correct.
Uh,
See, one of the see what. Let me put, like, I'm working on some. There is an issue in Pakistan, especially for the ped cardiologists. People who are the heart specialist of the kid. I never knew that the heart specialists of an adult and kids are different people. They have like a different skill set.
mhm.
So it's really hard to say, but children just die because of a doctor not available at time. We can really I'm okay. Let me give example. Let's put Mabruk for hospital or medical care, a different setup on a waqf, and people start investing on a hospital. I'm okay with that. Tomorrow comes, women says that we want to do a modest clothing business. We want to have a Mabruk for women only, and they can call it anything they want. Mabruk is just a
Mm,
name. They can brand it pink, purple, whatever, and then they can have a focused community targeting the razor sharp initiative to alleviate women in businesses. That can also
mm,
happen. So
right.
we can, and then what we can do is that they have a switch in the system. They have a switch. They can just turn off that we don't want to connect to the outside community, outside Mabruk, or we want to connect with the Mabruk. So they have switch also. So then those can be combined. So the Mabruk
Mm,
primary projects can be displayed there. Their project can be displayed here. So we can also leverage on each other community member. A person sitting in Indonesia says that I want to invest in a real estate in Canada, then he should be able to, provided the compliance allows, of course. It
mm,
should be so easy as that. That if I see a problem, which I think it's a problem that needs to be so resolved, then it should not be geographically agnostic. That hey Fahad, I'm in Indonesia, I want to do that, but I cannot do it today. In banks, you cannot do that, right? Now you see there's a real estate project in Canada, or there's a hospital being built in Pakistan or Sudan or
mm.
Kenya, and you can directly invest and you can track.
So Fahad, I was reading through the pitch deck you shared with me, and something just attracted me, and I thought, hmm, how come not everybody's talking, maybe approaching you? Because I just love the fact that you've written there in the pitch deck, a world where every investment is a step towards community-backed economic growth. And I think many governments are seeking this, everybody's seeking that. So I was thinking, how come people are not approaching you? Like, you are providing a solution. So what is stopping people?
No, Alhamdulillah, we are having inquiry, but I'm not much. I'm right now. I'm focusing on the Mabrook Canada rollout. So we have a model in place. I will be very happy and uh, I will feel a little accomplished when this goes without any issues, right, or bugs or defect, and we at least churn an entire
Mm,
cycle, right? Once that entire cycle is churned, then I will be more confident to for people to say, okay, hey, you know what, I have tested from with my ability, my capacity, I think is good. You should now
mm.
start taking it without any hesitation. So,
You see,
uh,
this is your modesty and humbleness again that you are openly admitting. People hardly ever admit that there is any thing lacking in their system or product. So thank you for that.
you're welcome. Yeah, I'm a little bit paranoid, and of course we have a Sharia board also, right? I made promises, so I want to make sure that at least I try to keep promises. Maybe nothing is perfect, of course, right? We are not designed to be perfect, so I'm not aiming to be perfect. But at
Technology is
least
not. Technology
nothing
has
is
so
perfect. Yeah,
many
because
glitches.
the
Yeah.
people who are making it, so they are imperfect. So how can the technology be perfect? So it's
Mm,
an ever-going process. But I want to, from the legal compliance and technology part, I want to do one cycle and if everything happens it will be on me, on the co-founder to go and fix it, rather
mm,
than I replicating and then those folks who trusted me found some issues. So I want to do one cycle, and inshallah then we will be having partnership across the world.
mm. So tell me, last question. I don't want to this to drag on. So what are you, what is your personal fulfillment with this? What do you think you will achieve when, Mabruk will gain some traction with people? Uh,
Mm.
what is the satisfaction you'll get?
um well, for me the satisfaction would be that at least before I passed away. And this is not me, this is our co-founders. When we were discussing it on a cup of coffee 2 years back, we were discussing the
Mm,
same thing. Like, what is our objective? It's like competing with similar asset tokenization platform, which will come, or it's like buying a private jet or yacht, or just putting money in the bank. Like, what should be our main objective of we want to achieve? So everybody agreed that no, it's not that. What we need to do is that before we passed away, we leave a institution which is ready, like in a box that I can hand over just like my inheritance to my next generation. Go and take it.
wow.
And if we do that and we die, because
Your
in my
legacy.
yeah,
Mm,
legacy should evolve, and it's a more sadka jariya. We don't want like
mm.
to become a famous people. No, we don't want that. What we want is that on the date of judgment, when our file opens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you guys are one imperfect people in the world. What have you been
Oh,
doing? And
so you
then,
did something for the world.
yeah,
Yeah,
so Allah
for
subhanahu
the
wa ta'ala
next
say, you know what,
generation.
because it's all, whether we pass on that day or not, it's all because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy. It's not of amal or what I'm doing, good or bad. So we want to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, at least there was some problem in Pakistan or Sudan or Kenya of the
Mm.
hospital. At least one kid got corrected surgery,
Yeah,
which
you did
went
your bit.
right.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it. So this is, we want to do at least, try to solve as much problems as we can so people don't feel if they are feeling hungry, we provide them food. And how that food will go, uh, there's a halal meat business we funded, and then they say 10 meal will go to that place, right? That's the deal.
Okay.
We set up an
So the
hospital, we say,
social,
yeah,
yeah, so the
yeah,
social aspect is in there embedded. The
as
charity or
yes,
social. Yeah.
yeah. So when, and coming back to that debate founders, and then Haris bhai mentioned, one of the founders, that how can we write it? So the Mabruk holding 10%, right? I haven't said to anybody, 10% of the Mabruk shareholding is Sadqa Jariya. So that
Perpetual
10,
charity.
yeah, it will go into the trust, and that 10% will not, let's say if we get VC funded tomorrow, that 10% is intact. So the VC will be done on 90% on our shares, which is will diluted. And that this same model we will replicate anywhere we do JV. We will ask them to put 10% to resolve that problem of the community. And again,
Social
that 10, yeah,
problems.
social
Hmm.
causes. And again, as Mufti Ismail Desai have mentioned, and I think Mufti Yusuf Sultan also mentioned uh, sometime, that we don't have to give charity in put a box and a gift box and give it to a charity box. No, we have to, as a quote model, better than me, we have to give them some skill set, so that 10% can go into education. It will gear as what community is. For example, if the community is
Requirement,
really good
community
requirement,
requirement.
if they
Yeah.
are very good in medical side and the water supply, but their young generation are not learned and we need to give them skill, we directly give them as we open up an institute and then we start creating a skill. And that's why in Islamic finance also, what I have seen, there's a chain break. My elders who kind of taught me Islamic finance, with their pure heart, they are not in the world. Some of them are, some of them not. Uh, so we don't have any documentation done. So Taif is one way
Yeah.
to document that, of course. And
Of
then the
course.
Mabruk will be an operational reflection of that. So
That's it.
when we give it to the next
Beautiful.
generation, there is coming from our heart to them, and my heart attached to my elders, and then they kind of fine tune it more to the era they are living, and then they hand over to the others. So that's we want to start that chain
Yeah,
also
because
to be.
I think in our tradition it was more chest to chest. The knowledge
It is,
transfer was
yeah,
done through
yeah,
that. Mm.
yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I wish you lots and lots of success and blessing, inshallah. And of course, we'll be talking more about it.
Inshallah.
And as I'm part of this journey as well. So thank you for your time. This was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Inika.
Bye.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.